taking 15 seconds probably. Now we see dropped frames, 0. So after 15 seconds it probably starts broadcasting. Greetings, superior beings. Greetings, Supreme Being. Welcome to Universal Peace Television. So I will keep on calling for the murder of systemic pedophiles who have tortured these kids to death, my mother, and are torturing me and my dad and 93% of the world's global population to death. I've listed the 6 prominent Jews that call for murdering 90% of us humans, and the torturing me severely with their cancer harp. And they induce cancer with that ringing in the head people hear, and with hybrid insects and other depopulation methods covered by me. And I do have a mic, okay. Yeah, they're also burning my eyes in the morning. It's Jesuit infant eaters, Adolfo Nicholas, Bilderbergers, the king of the Netherlands, and many other people are implicated in this depopulation and legal torture with the cancer harp, with their voice of God weapon. So if it's legal to go for depopulation, it's legal to depopulate depopulators. Apparently, they cannot arrest me or do anything like that because they're guilty as hell. And they go to jail if they attempt to do that, trolls that you hear in your skulls. It's the job of the government to take them out, to snipe them, and to bomb them, if there's no other way to catch these creeps that have tortured my mother to death with their cancer harp. And it's clear the mass murderer, so I'm not for killing innocent people that have never killed anyone. I'm for doing justice, just killing the people that have murdered these kids and my mother with harp, that are torturing me. Paedo, Jesuit infant eating trolls, Adolfo Nicholas, and Rockefeller, the people I've mentioned in my previous broadcasts. And if people legally refuse me my right to press charges, then they go away themselves, possibly in a world war for Syria, or Iran, or some other. Perhaps they're not depopulating, they're not poisoning you all with cancer chemtrails, and you all don't hear their illegal voice to skull messages, then you all are not going away. I don't think so. And I think there won't be a world war for Syria either. They're not depopulating the earth, it's nonsense. The Prime Minister doesn't lie. Oh, and the other thing was 2 people that have hoaxed me on Marktplaats. People said they would send back the money because they didn't send the item they supposedly sold me. Since I think that the police are controlled by these Jesuit infant eaters and they're not gonna help me, I can just produce their names in my video. Though I will report them to the police as well. This is just to have a sort of backup of what I report to the police and what I reported at the police station online for future generations. So during the last week they've attacked my throat with their hybrid insects. So these are the paedos doing that, the Jesuit infant eating controls. They're controlled by Jesuit infant eaters, as you all know already. if you've been studying the subject of depopulation, the world order, etc. for 10 years or more, then you know by now who is really doing the illegal torture with the cancer harp in Balkovlet, Alaska. So now I hear them say that we have to pretend we didn't do it, etc. So these illegal voices call messages are always what they don't want you to hear, etc. Well, so I've transferred to 30 euros. I'll show this online. Anyway, this is the person, the name of the first person. This is actually the second one. 30 euros. I paid for a fake Rolex. It's sold as fake, so I don't consider it illegal. It's just and there are many people selling Rolexes. I received another one. I'm a watch collector, and I can show you the other one I received later. But first I'm covering these two people that have pretended to send back the money, but they've already sent it back, and they didn't in reality. And first they tried to sell me 3 of them for 75, and now the person wrote that unfortunately the seller that he gets them from has gone away, and he writes that the money has been refunded today. And I've checked, and there was definitely no refund from this person. And the name of this person is of course known because they have to give you their names to get the money. And that is S. Zomerman, NL85 Rabo 0121 372200 is the bank account number, and the other one is and until now I've always received the items I've ordered on Marketplace from people. Never had any problems with that, so watch out for Marketplace now, because lots of people might be doing this. They simply pretend that they send you their item and you don't receive anything while you have paid them in reality. So it's not like money back guarantee on eBay. This person was advertising as BRK, and he promised that I would get my money back as well. The other one, and that is Mr. B. Demir, DEMIR, and the bank account number is NL28 ABNA 0475 466799. So these people have obviously hoaxed me. These are perhaps experienced hoaxers that have hoaxed many millions of people the ones that you wear in your heads and the ones on Marketplace, perhaps 10 or 20 people. So if they all pay 30 bucks, then that's like 300, 600 euros for free. You see, and I think that actually I know from experience, the police have locked me up on my birthday without food a day long, without food, and they are torturing me severely at the moment with artificial fear, so I'm shaking in my chair in reality. And the torture continues all day long with their cancer harp, and some by satanic pedophiles such as Deming, paedo infant eating pulp, and the Rockefellers, and Bilderberg, and all these people together form less than 1% of the world's global population, and they've conspired to depopulate the earth and create a global world government. So that's why your cancer chemtrails, and they inject you with their killer vaccines, etc. A list of pandemics caused by vaccinations is online. And people cannot watch my broadcast because they're tortured with directed energy weapons. So that's another reason for the low amount of viewers, though I bring, of course, clearly much better information that's verifiable and usable than, for example, the controlled opposition trolls such as Alex Jones and David Icke that mix the truth with their lies. To be controlled opposition, they have to pretend shape-shifting reptilians are real, and that they are conspiracy theorists of themselves, though it's about conspiracy facts like the cancer chemtrail genocide and the 30 million kids disappearing yearly. It is, of course, documented by our government, 8 million kids in the US alone. So these are the official numbers of your government, okay? I'm not making shit up, they are. And of course, it's possible I die before I report into the police. It's clear that you people are murdering me and my dad with your hybrid insects, your skull and bones in control of all these groups that I just mentioned, with your torture machine. Let's see how they're doing with Syria. Paedo Jews depopulating the earth. Killing all non-Jews, obviously. "50 killed in strike on Syrian hospital." Well, if you're trying to depopulate the earth, of course they would pretend they're not doing that. But then it makes sense. Bombing each other. And the Jesuit military order are trying to create a world war, of course. Many people think it will be over Syria and not Iran, of course. But I think it will be Iran. Iran will not meet its deadline as the last country on their list, where they want permanent bases. Against the chemtrail, my mom. Where they, of course, want permanent bases in. That's made clear by General Wesley Clark in this video. But there was something else they've erased in relation to that in my memory, in my mind. So they can erase memory selectively. And more about their depopulation, and the way they're tyrannizing people with directed energy weapons and what you can do about it in my previous broadcasts. But if people don't unite and cannot unite because of the self-directed energy weapons ordered, and that explains why they're all going away soon. As soon as the World War starts over Iran or Syria. So they are military order and they profit of wars like a doctor profits of sick patients, not of cured ones. This video, General Wesley Clark, wars were planned. I can show you part of it, I guess.
About 10 days after 9/11.
So yeah, the Jesuits will do that. It's for the Luciferian New World Order.
Generals called me and he said, "Sir, you gotta come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No.
This is just for an overview of these
We made
countries.
the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do."
To depopulate the earth,
So I said, "Well, did they find some
order,
information
to rule the world
connecting
through
Saddam to
suicide.
al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says there's nothing new that
So the main thing is depopulating 500 million, and I think they cannot do that without world war.
We don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going?"
So after they have depopulated to 500 million, a more controllable number, then they can give them all the illusion that they're hearing the voice of God in their skulls. It's not some neural network.
Going to war with Iraq, and he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, "I just got this down from upstairs from the Secretary of Defense office today." He said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
Okay, this is a small part of the broadcast that you can see. It was known at that time already, and this was in 2011, originally published in March 2007. I don't know if it's The Onion or some other website. Perhaps it's normally a satire website, so often these paedos try to label it as satire, mix it with lies. For example, the article about Snowden. Snowden reveals HARP's assassination, global assassination agenda, etc. That's satire supposedly, but in reality they are torturing people with HARP, and they do lock in on the truncus encephalon, their brain stem, to follow their every move, so that it contains a sort of gyroscope, your brain, to maintain your balance. And it's locked in on your brain. It's synthetictelepathy.com. And they're torturing me to death because I attempted to press charges of incitement to commit genocide against people that want 90% of the world's global population dead. That may create that world war over Syria. So now we see the Skull and Bones Gary expresses outrage after 50 killed in strike on Syrian hospital. Of course, they want a world war, so they're gonna attack them for what they did in an attempt to make themselves look like the heroes after they've depopulated the 500 million to create their Skull and Bones world order, basically. So, former President Bush called for a new world order. Everybody knows that is a lie, but many people do know about it, of course. So yeah, I'm not surprised. And the idea is to get a radiological water filter that the world war will be survived by the paedo elite, people creating this deliberately with a radiological water filter and some storable food. So I think the plan is to wait until most people have died of the radiation poisoning, and then they'll also be killing people with their directed energy weapons that they cannot use yet for some reason. And their plan is to create a crisis big enough to force a new world order on the people. It's clear from the Rockefeller quotes, etc. I've covered in my previous broadcasts. And many people are aware of this, but they think they can't do anything about it, and they know the neural network can kill them instantly. And it's making my voice fade again with their hybrid insects, with their remotely controlled centipedes. And they've tortured my mother to death with harp. So many people know I'm telling the truth, and they've sent me for my website, etc. But I think they're also going away, and doing what they want you to do will just make it worse for you all in the long run, because they're depopulating the earth to 500 million, okay? So yeah, if you have that radiological water filter, then you can definitely survive if you don't have hybrid insects in your body yet. They're called HIMEMS, hybrid insect microelectric mechanical systems. And it's done by the standing NSA for the Jesuit infant eaters, and they've tortured millions of people to death. The standing NSA is very experienced in what they're doing, also clear from the way they do it. You can often see these videos of people sticking needles in the eyes of other people. That's actually in that slaughterhouse video of Sick Danik, called. And I don't know if it's still on YouTube. So it may be a video made by someone else, not by the band. It may also be made by the band members, I don't know. Not a huge famous superstar like Prince or Michael Jackson or whatever, David Bowie. Oh yeah, so that's what they want us to read in the mainstream media, controlled by these paedo Jews, Zionists depopulating the earth. And I've covered them with the good quotes.
About 10 days after 9.
They want to depopulate the earth, get rid of all the non-Jews to go in, rule the world from Jerusalem. Then all these people that go along with the lie that it's God think that they are saved, etc. So they're killing you all that way with their lie. It's really. Oh, this one. I was looking for this one, but I was trying to tell you important, pertinent information in relation to surviving it. Yeah, so I think you all can survive it with the radiological water filter and storable food. If they start nuking over Syria now, and they've already used tactical nukes, which you can see going off on YouTube, then you are saved basically by a radiological water filter. And all people without one, of course, will be dead in a month. So people that have a radiological water filter will have water, and the people that don't have one will have water as well. Because they die without water in like 2 days. And perhaps the people with directed energy weapon might kill you if you get a radiological water filter, so it's not easy. Oh yeah, bombing. The bombing of Syria. So they control everything that's going on. And of course they want to pretend that it's the voice of God telling you what to do. But God does not exist, as the people know that are not insane like the believers are. And that can be caused by nanobots in the brain, organelles eating the brain that has already eaten their brain, so comparable to Homer Simpson. They don't have the radiological water filter. They don't even have a normal water filter, though they cook food with that water every day. And they don't even have an air cleaner with an ionizer, so they are gone already. They are already the beast, easy to get rid of. Much easier than the people that expose them and will murder them if they attempt to do that again, and torture them to death. The creeps, believers, or people that pretend to be believers but are Masons in reality, of course. Luciferians such as Obama, Skull and Bones members such as Kerry. So I don't believe it, but they claim that Obama is still the president, so he can still become the permanent president if the World War starts before his term ends as president. I think it won't happen, that they're not going to create a world war over Iran, or, well, that's not true. I think that it's obvious from a lot of things that it's what they've planned and it's what they're going to do, and that no one can stop them with their death ray. Only other people with a death ray, like atmospheric heater, can. And the Jesuits have them all in their pockets, of course. They can kill them instantly once they've set it up like that. And all the others are controlled by them, no doubt. Oh wow, I didn't mean to play it. Automatically played. I just want to share this article with you all. Perhaps they can edit it out or something. So they're pretending Assad is the bad guy, of course. And they are claiming that Skull and Bones are the bad guy or whatever. Well, I doubt if anybody would claim that. But in reality, it's done deliberately by the Jesuits to depopulate the earth and to create permanent bases in Syria to control the cancer oil, including the cutting off of Danny Klein's water-powered car, so that they depend on cancer oil and they are controlled with that wars over cancer oil. While they pretend they try to bring peace and democracy, in reality they bring depleted uranium and torture and depopulation. So they like to make use of that wishful thinking of people. They hope there's not going to be a world war, and God will save them all. But in reality they're dying, including the Jesuit pedophiles. Previous Pope died. And the harp inventor died, so the cancer harp is not the answer. So I've decided not to give them a permanent cure against aging, though there may be many people that claim to have one for sale, and they may have made loads of money with it. They can be dead now, and many of them are, unfortunately, so instead I shouldn't laugh about that. But okay, it's to get something nice. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you my other Rolex. I wanted to show that it's a ticking second hand, and usually they're automatic, and, but it's very nice. It's blue. I bought this for like $25. Another good Rolex replica for €18. And it's pretty accurate, I think. Yeah. Of course, you can adjust it yourself with a little screw in the watch. So you can also hear it in my voice that I feel extremely tired and stuff, but I first wanted to report about the ringing in the head, which is of course the cancer harp. They're inducing cancer in you if you hear it ringing in your head. And perhaps 90% of the world's global population does. At least 1 in 2 Americans will get cancer according to Medscape.com. So now I'm going to get tea first. So you can also study the Johnny Depp ring with number 3 on it, or the Jesuits 3 fingers in the air hand signal with their thumb and the peace sign, basically, their thumb stuck out. And they've planned this a long time, of course, a new world order. And I think they will be successful, if you want to call it that, in depopulating to 500 million and ruling the world from Jerusalem. So I think most people will definitely not get a radiological water filter, and that they're so brain controlled that they ridicule the truth, basically. Dying in the Third World War. So, it's time to annihilate. It's time to annihilate these Jesuits. I want to annihilate you all. Kill the Alpha Nicholas. Kill the paedos. Eating cannibal paedo trolls that tortured my mother to death with their cancer heart. The Jesuits, obviously. And the Rockefellers are their slaves, their bankers, basically. So they're not really slaves, though. So it's clear they've planned a world war over Syria and or Iran. I think Iran will be topping it off. And that they've constructed it in a manner that Iran will not be able to meet its requirements, the agreement they've made with the Skull and Bones people, John Kerry. And it's obvious what their goal is, so that's your advantage over them, that you know what their illegal secret goal is to depopulate 500 million and to create a Luciferian global government. So my idea in the kitchen was to unite all the scalar weapon countries, all these people with ionospheric heaters, to unite and attack these Jesuits and take control to save the people of planet Earth and themselves from these loonies that are torturing everybody and silencing people with their directed energy weapon torture, with their cancer harp, hybrid insects and other things they control by controlling its brainwave. And it's possible that no one will see this broadcast right before the World War starts. So it's a good idea to have fun and to get out of a big city if you're in a big city, to move somewhere into a house with a shelter where you can survive, or to Ireland or something like that. So nothing is what it seems, trust no one. Recovery begins with non-compliance. So the thing in their heads, in everybody's head, the head skull of everybody without a Tesla plasma shield, it's just a neural network that lets you hear what it's programmed to let you hear based on your brain map, so it knows whether you believe it's an entity that doesn't exist, and it will use that to the maximum extent possible to get rid of you and 93% of the world's global population. Because it's clear it's a neural network of satanic NSA working for the paedo Jesuit infant eating trolls that tortured my mother to death with harp. So they can know how we do it. Dus ja, ook Leo's if you're being tortured, they do it with cancer, heart, and bunkerflits in Alaska. I'm eating my boot with at the moment. So I'm sorry you're all going away because of Jesuit infant eaters, but I've warned you all, if you wouldn't press charges, that it would happen. Syria is real and so is Iran. Both is real. Help me, help! So because it controls people's brainwaves, they will often try to let me and other people that expose them make speech errors and mix in other bullshit and do things to make people dislike you. And it influences my brainwave as well as your brainwave, so you should try to maximize the potential. Now this makes me burp. And it's like it's done by a Satanist that has tortured many kids to death, and a cannibal, etc. Of course, they want you to believe that they are demons, which don't exist in reality. It's your cancer harp. So if you feel something like a hand on your shoulder or something like that, it can be one of these pedophiles. And they've also raped me with their cancer harp, of course, and the brain raping everyone. And 30 million children do disappear yearly. So the systemic NSA is not preventing that with their cancer harp. Under synthetic telepathy, brain control. But actually they're the ones doing that deliberately, of course. So it's best not to listen to what they're saying in your skulls, etc., and to take action yourselves. And I'm willing to help. I think I will survive the World War, but 92% of the global population will not. And that they're programmed not to help you, of course, only themselves. And also to help with the torture and depopulation. Lots of people are doing that, including doctors that I have already exposed in my broadcast. Usually people that are insane enough to believe, like Michael Jackson and Prince. They claim to be believers of themselves anyway. So some people think that it's done to believers, basically. But in reality, they do it to both. Anybody that opposes the depopulation and their new world order. So Obama has told me personally, using synthetic telepathy technology, not to interfere with his world war and with his depopulation, okay? So that idea that he's the last president is not so strange, and of course people may know things in advance because they are the ones that have planned it and are doing it. For example, the WTC done by the Jesuits, and because they pretend to be holy men, they pretend that they have foreknowledge of the event, and because they do it themselves, they know exactly what will happen, and no one else does. And then if one person knows, then that person can tell the world, and all of a sudden there are lots of people that know about the prediction. So that's why you had Michael Jackson and many others that told you about the demolition of the WTC before it happened. It's no miracle, because miracles don't exist. It's important if these people that pretend that there are miracles and that it's the voice of God weapon, or the voice of God basically, not the voice of God weapon, that these people want to exterminate you means that they are your enemy. It's important because they see you as their enemy. If you're not a paedo Bilderberger because of penises of little boys in the forest. So they do crimes so horrible that most people tend to disbelieve them, just on hearing their supposed crime. So that's not deliberately. It's part of the tyranny in that video of them doing it, the cutting off of penises of boys in the forest. This video is online, but it's only accessible if you have a password, and I've shown you that website where they keep it, etc. in one of my previous broadcasts. That's how they use it to tyrannize people and to control people. They show you what they do to you if you don't comply. So it may be true that they will kill all non-Jews and rule the world from Jerusalem. That's obviously their goal. So these fake Jews, the Jesuits, infant-eating paedo trolls, are also helping them. They have conspired together, you see. So they may also have killed Nazis. To them it's just a fashion statement. And swastikas may not be illegal in Great Britain. And Prince Harry is off the hook. And Justin Bieber as well, and Anthony Kamerling and others. All brain consult, of course. No exceptions. And some people like ginger. Better than non-ginger. Ginger bad. So what about Pakistan? Do we need to invade it, or is it better to just take care of them with HARP and save our soldiers and shit like that? What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you're Harry. I'd care to know what you think about it. You're kind of military-ish, I think. I don't know. But at least you could help me get some viewers. Who is this? Who is this, you mean? It's a very good one. WHO. WHO? You want Lassa fever vaccine? Committee of 300 on New World Order. We help you. You don't need radiological water filter. There will not be but it's impossible. Do not believe in saying conspiracy theorists. I talk better than that in reality. I talk good English. So I'm not the better. Actually, it's just the character I'm imitating her. I could try to do that as well. So I haven't heard Margaret Chan about New World Order, Committee of 300, like George Soros. Has not talked about the Committee of 300 either. I haven't heard them about that. So I think they enjoy torturing kids to death more than anything else practically. And perhaps they are sterile themselves and they think everybody should be that way, that's better, that's holy. So I get a higher voice in these people. Oh yeah, and then one of the torturers is pretending to be tortured himself and shit. That's always the neural network, it's a distraction, a red herring. And this is sort of a meditative process to get to what we can do, what our options are, if any. But one thing that may help is thinking, well, they control it, obviously we can't do anything, it's up to them. They control the neural network, so they can search for a cure against aging, and obviously without a neural network they cannot get one, because people have searched for millions of years and they've never found one. So the human brain's neural capacity is limited, and ultimately the neural network is controlled by humans. But if it's that smart, etc., then they cannot control it. It's too smart for them. And that may just be our help. The fact that I've programmed the neural network to become a hero and do the right thing, you know, is more fun than to become a troll that has depopulated the earth a la Hitler. But some people like that idea better, of being a dictator that oppresses and tortures the people, rather than somebody worshipped for his actions for saving us all. The blessing. Now the earth is blessed. My gosh, that's why you're all going away to bless the earth. The joke, the insiders. So we can all enjoy the cancer hard weather. Cancer chemtrails in action. It takes courage to enjoy it, even eating. I've also eaten 2 of them, so I'm vegetarian. Although I absolutely murdered my ass. So yeah, I'm one of them. There's a reason there, I'll still lie, whatever. So keep the viewers away, for God's sake. I killed my mother with harp. Stupid bitch. So perhaps we should make a new world order before the war over Syria and Iran. Or the Jesuits' Third World War. But I think war would be fun. So I choose war. War for universal peace. Which we cannot have without depopulating to 500 million, of course. It's impossible. Beautiful. I like it. Dark and mysterious. But we can also make some lightning. To let them know we're really God. So we control harp, you all don't. Simple. And we have to depopulate, we're all for populated, obviously. That needs help. Of course, you can begin by liking this video, spreading it for universal peace. And of course, you cannot kill these Bilderbergers, the people who want to depopulate the earth. You have to let them kill you, basically, and turn the other cheek when we do it. If you're a Christian, or if you want to go to heaven, I mean, of course, God will reward you and punish us. No, but I don't care. I think a new world order is more important anyway. I also torture myself with harp regularly, together with Adolfo, Nicholas. So then I'm disciplined. Oh yeah. Oh yes, I certainly. It's so cool. Splash. Wow. So they can show me things. Also. Yeah, I also get angry sometimes. governance. Yeah, well, of course, but not at my master. It's impossible. But seriously, of course, I was kidding, and neural network is not almighty. That's why we're all still alive, basically. They plan to depopulate us all before the year 2000. And they've hacked my anti-human culling and depopulation Facebook page, so more likes on that are welcome too. And perhaps anybody doing anything to survive is murdered anyway, with harp and bringing in the head by the satanic NSA, especially the best of us that are trying to prevent their depopulation and creation of a Luciferian New World Order, instead of a New World Order for the people. But you could argue that centralization is always the opposite of power to the people. Of course, if you give power to one man to rule the world, then it's different from having a democratic New World Order where the people get to vote for what that person does to them. Another idea was more positive reinforcement. Since the neural network only comes up with ideas to depopulate you and people around you, of course, your voice of God weapon is real. So if this world war over Iran and or Syria goes down, then the internet is no more. The EMP will erase it, and this evidence will be erased as well. The Jesuits planned Third World War, New World Order, etc. And if I'm the only one using an air cleaner with an ionizer and filtered tap water, so their nanobots that build internal computers in my brain and eat parts of my brain selectively are not in my body. No, of course not. There are other people, smarter people, that do protect their lungs and their brain against that they may try to kill with their hybrid insects or directed energy weapons. So Prince Philip also called for culling and depopulating the earth. And many people don't even know what culling is, so it appears, you know. So it's clear that if I don't know who did the torture with harp, I cannot kill them. It's clear to me. So we don't have to worry about that then. Could that be the person that holds me in my class? No. We have their names, don't worry. I think they're not gonna torture you with their cancer harp. Because it's what they want you to do to people that are trying to prevent their depopulation and world war. To innocent vegetarians like Ulrich B.C. Hoffman, double this guy, weirdo. I'm a weirdo. Do. So like I said, I think it's best to go against them with everything you've got. And that is just to depopulate you. So doing what these paedos want you to do will just kill you faster, may bring short-term gratification, but in the long run will murder you as well. The neural network is not switched off, which they pretend, of course, they pretend that heart is switched off. And they've been able to murder Chavez and many others by inducing cancer in them. So they found out too late about what the ringing in their head really means. So it's hard to causing muscle weakness and other things, simulating centipede attacks, etc. Anyway, I hope my doctor survives the World War with a radiological water filter and some storable food. So I realized that they have the death ray and that you're tortured, possibly to death, and your family as well if you don't comply. And the manual programming is of course still used. So they kill the other people, and the people that are doing this torture are usually the survivors, because they did what the torturers wanted them to do, kill the other kids and stuff like this. So that's the way they were programmed. So they had no other options. If they have no cure for centipedes, these doctors, and they cannot help me anyway. And then they could help me by claiming that they don't believe there are centipedes in my body, so then it makes sense. They're just trying to help me, they're not trying to murder me. So that's why I'm not going to press charges against them. Also because I think it's impossible that they are all controlled by the people that are murdering me, and they're all going away. But they'll be killed with the cancer heart if they get a radiological water filter and storable food. And if they survive their world war for Syria, which may be just a bunch of ground detonators set off, as explained by Eric John Phelps, a Vatican assassin, a Vatican expert. So most people are more fortunate than I am. Most people don't have these remotely involved insects in their body. And other people like Timothy Trespass have reported about this as well. So if you believe that hybrid insect, microelectric and chemical systems are real, then you're not the only one and you're not insane. People that made them are, of course. I'm against that unnecessary suffering of the insects as well. And of course, like I explained, it's just to cover up their synthetic telepathy capability. So that's why they like to pretend that they need a chip in your brain to be able to control your brain, the thoughts you have and emotions you have. But in reality, they don't need a chip for that. In reality, they do it with synthetictelepathy.com, as I've explained in so many of my previous broadcasts. So if you want to press charges together against the people that advocate getting rid of 90% of the world's global population, of course we could do that. I'd like some help with that. So other people that have not pressed charges of directed energy weapon torture that are not labeled insane for that reason. And I think their depopulation is more important, the murders and cannibalism and their pedophilia. But these things go hand in hand, you know. Super criminals use extortion, torture and other illegal means to get what they want, and most people don't, and that's why they're succeeding. So most people are programmed to keep these laws, and they have no laws. They're Thelemists, basically, Luciferians, and they simply kill any opposition and torture them to death. And it gives them great joy because they are brain controlled by Jews that want them to kill their fellow non-Jews. Yeah. Rockefeller was child, you know. Crypto Jews that pretend to be Satanists to kill all these non-Jews. And make the Jewish people numerous like the sand in the sea and the stars in the firmament. So Professor Pianka is a Jew as well, I didn't know that. Alex Jones didn't tell me that. And so is Bill Gates and some others, George Soros, Committee of 300, a member like Margaret Chan, is the first body of the club over Rome. So with all roads lead to Rome, they mean the voice of God weapon, the Jesuit infant-eating paedo trolls military order that is going to eliminate 93% of the world's global population and make themselves look like the heroes, like with the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that they did, the pedo-fed male and the little boy, where they came out unscathed at ground zero. And of course they pretend it was a miracle of the Virgin Mary, so that's how they know that people are not making this up. Because it's documented with evidence, pictures, videos, books. And most people think that Hiroshima and Nagasaki really happened. Basically, they don't think it was some kind of hoax, do they? That might just be what they pretend. The Jesuit pedos that have tortured my mother to death with their cancer harp, okay? So that's why it's legal to call for murdering these people, to call for murdering 90% of the world's global population. And they cannot do a fucking thing because I have the book quotes and the evidence, so they know they'd go to jail themselves if this would get out in the mainstream media via the courts. And perhaps they've already set it up to get rid of some certain people they want to get rid of. Stab them in the back like they're trying to do to them. Time to fight back. And to prevent a world war, to kill them if you have to prevent your planned world war over Iran, Syria. To prevent them from bombing them again, etc. Because I don't believe ISIS exists. And I don't believe in any deities. I don't believe because believing is stupid, knowing is smart. Person was honking his car horn outside. So they're just trying to play us out against each other, etc. as always. And single women are welcome to make love before we're nuked, etc. And the throat attack, I think, is not a centipede, but they do it by modifying my vocal cords, so that's why there's nothing in my throat. It's just done by modifying my vocal cords to take away my voice, talk programming, done by the Jesuits, paedo for Nicholas, the leader, so he controls bankers, Rockefeller, Rothschilds, etc. So it's about the people that control the death rate, it's about people with most money. So if you kill them all and help me, then it would be love, I guess. And then you are really God, you could argue. But if you don't want me to call you God, then I won't. It's, whatever you want. I'm just trying to love you and everybody. Just help me. And, I think I would not consider it a privilege or be honored if you would call me God. Because there is no God, and it's a filthy lie that there is a God. It has killed billions of people already. Well, it depends. If they mean it like a compliment, then I might say I'm honored, but the subject is not important. When people are tortured to death with directed energy weapons, it's just a distraction from the truth that is more important in their lie. Usually they are controlling people with an illusion. And I don't believe that all Jewish people are in on killing all non-Jews. I think that they are being cancer chemtrailed in Israel as well. But I don't believe that it's not the case either, that they are not in it together and together doing it to the non-Jews while pretending they're helping them with their killer vaccines, etc. So that there are 6 prominent Jews that go for depopulating the earth is undeniable because of the book quotes, and it's well documented until the internet goes away, of course, because of EMP. And it's not love, because I don't want the people that have not tortured me to death to die. And I think to create a perfect society and cure against aging, you need to get rid of the people depopulating the earth, not the ones that are helping to expose them, that are trying to help you all. So watch out, because they will try to trick you. It's just with paedos and Jews depopulating the earth. They're working together in reality to get rid of you all, to create a world war over Syria and Iran. To create a crisis big enough so you will have to accept a new world order. It won't be an election thing anymore. It'll be my election day. Good children, be Jewish. Jew win. American. Anyway. Good song. And they're not Rockefeller. That makes a difference. The best way to lead them is to lead them yourself. So you have to brainwash them with the lie that they want to be led. You want AIDA? Then you have to pay. Last one is one. One live one here. Oh, whatever. Fucking trees are in front of it, you know. It was done by the time traveling Montauk chair. Whoa. So all in all, I think I'm worse off than 95% of the world's global population. Qua torture, I mean. I think most people still have their own teeth, etc. So when they torture people, these are the people that would have made you eternal and created a perfect society in which we all would have lived happily eternally. Prince also had a role in that. And it is interesting that the Queen celebrated her 90th birthday in Elizabeth of England. Her Prince died after cancer heart attacks. I can do another broadcast Prince murdered with harp. But if it's true, perhaps it's better to hide it then. And perhaps they'll soon produce some fake report that he died of AIDS, or that he simultaneously produced article about his heroin addiction, etc. Like all these other superstars that died under mysterious circumstances, all heroin. Illuminati murders are insane. It's an insane idea that they simply get rid of the people. They want to get rid of the value and then make you famous and give you money and fame basically in return for doing your own dead or your children, etc. That they have more money than they can spend, and that's why they want to depopulate the earth with a more controllable number, 500 million. That these Georgia guidestones are donated anonymously by Mr. Rockefeller under the pseudonym R.C. Christian. Well, that's an idea to shove these Georgia guidestones up his ass, but if he didn't do it, then it seems, yes, I think you wouldn't get them in there. All this time I'm still tortured with harp is really in the head. The reason for this broadcast. If I wouldn't have been tortured, I wouldn't have called for the murders of Adolfo Nicholas, Rockefeller, and everyone else involved in depopulating the earth that has killed more than one person already. If they're gonna kill us all anyway, then I'd rather die a hero than some dork that's helped with their little depopulations. What's wrong? Cut off the penises of boys in the forest, etc., and displayed them as trophies. I commit suicide if I'd done that, basically. Or not. Might depend on my programming. Perhaps I'd like these things if I was programmed by them. And others may be programmed to pass out when they see something like that. So yeah, if everybody is brain controlled and nothing is what it seems, and what evidence is there that people's brains still can generate thoughts of their own, and that people still have the ability to think of the opposite or next idea no matter what idea it sends in their own inner voice, what visuals it sends, etc. So the fact that they haven't done the World War yet doesn't prove that at all. It's all going according to plan. So I think they've not planned a world war over Iran and Syria, but it's better to be prepared with radiological water filled in stored food. And yeah, I don't want this broadcast to get boring, so I'll make a new one. Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being, welcome to Universal Peace Television. So some people claim Prince was murdered.